We refer to promoting often in our marketing. So this video is to explain what we mean by the word quote unquote promoting, what it entails and why it's important. And obviously I believe it's a good thing because it gives you actual control of your business. I feel even though some people would rather not have control because then they're accountable, I believe having some control of your own success is important. The business is very simple beyond words. That's one thing that's for sure. But sometimes people get lost just because it's simple, it's still a business. And just like any other business, sometimes it's the little things that you can do that make a big difference. I remember one of our favorite restaurants by where I live. Me and my spouse just loved it. It was a 10 out of 10. It was a local place, of course, and their food was amazing. And we finally found like the best place ever. Well, we go back for our third time in probably 2 weeks, and guess what? It was closed. So a Greek chain had bought it out and kind of took over. There's about 17 locations. So we go in there and we met the owner that was there, and he said to come try their stuff. As a matter of fact, I love Greek food, so I was excited. Well, it was probably the worst Greek food I've ever had in my life. Picture fast food Greek. It was absolutely terrible. The lamb wasn't even lamb, folks. It was mixed with beef and lamb, was very clear. And it just, the sides and everything. So I told the owner, I said to him, why, like, how does anybody eat this? And I'm going to tell it how it is. So I said to him it was terrible. And when he asked me how it was, and I said it was the worst I've ever had. And he said, well, I'm sorry. He said, do you want your money back? I said, no, it's fine. I mean, we had it. And then, of course, he mentioned, well, everybody else likes it online. So I kind of thought, well, why are you asking me? But anyway, I went and checked the reviews when I got to the car. And to my spouse and I's amazement, they had unbelievable reviews. They really did. It dawned on me the reason they had great reviews, though, was because they greeted you when you come in. The employees smiled. Even when I complained and said it was terrible, the employee was nice to come over and try to be very tactful and try to make me happy. They gave great service. So anybody that knows anything about Greek food is not going to be man enough to go complain online. And then you have all the people that somehow think it's good, that don't understand food, that think the service is good, and then they leave great reviews. All because of the little stuff. Also, I read a review at a great restaurant once. They said the food was excellent, the service was great, the waiter was really cool, but they gave a 1 star. And they said the hostess was awful, she didn't smile once. How could she have a job? All you have to do is smile. You see, it was the little things that bothered them. And then for some reason nowadays, the little things are what matter. That's because they're so small. Why not do them? So for our business here, what is important to note is those little things do make a big difference as well. Number one, if the bartenders like you, they will more likely promote your machine. Business and customer service 101, build rapport with your customers. It's no different here. That is just often thanking them, showing appreciation, smiling, nothing crazy about it. You know, you don't go to hang out there 12 hours a day to get them to like you. Number two is advertising your business. If you advertise your business more, if it's seen by more people, you make more money. The beautiful part about our business is you don't have to really pay for it. Putting up additional posters around the bar, reminding them that there's a breathalyzer there. So picture there's a big bar, pool tables there, just like any bar you've seen. Well, guess what? If the bar gets busy, people don't know that there's a breathalyzer by the pool tables. So if you put posters in other areas of the bar reminding people there's a breathalyzer by the pool table, people are far more likely to use it. Or if they know it's there, being reminded that it's there makes them more likely to use it. We all know where to get a Big Mac from. Everybody on earth knows where McDonald's is. We know what it is. We know what a Big Mac is, but they still advertise. They advertise because if we see a commercial, we're more likely to go get a Big Mac. And it's a proven fact. You can advertise in these businesses for free if you simply print out a poster. Is it simple? Yeah, but it's sadly one of the little things that some of our customers don't do, which is why we've talked about other customers making more than others. And folks, it's not to do with the area. We have customers in the same markets that share territory. that one makes double than the other. That's it. It's because they're doing the small things right. That's why some McDonald's fails. They have many people that go under. They have a lineup of people to buy. Imagine that. There's a business that went out of business, that went bankrupt. You're taking over the same business with the same name. It's because they know how they run it matters. How you run the breathalyzer business will matter a lot. And simply, we want you to do these things. So when we're training you and we install your machines and throughout, we will train you. In fact, we're starting now to kind of listen to see if people would be the type to listen or do it their own way based on if we're selling them or not, because it does make such a big difference. And we can't force anybody to do things. We're not a franchise, which is good, but nonetheless, we can't make people do things. So we want you to want to understand how important these things are. The other half of our business is still, we're going to talk about marketing and promoting, but we've had a lot of our breathalyzer competitors fail in the past. It's not because of the vending business, and that's why you see the odd thing online where people had non-success stories with the breathalyzer vending business. It's nothing to do with the vending machine. As I'm sure you'd agree, the concept at the very least, whether you buy or not, it's a pretty neat concept. It's innovative. There's almost no expenses, yada, yada. It's all about how you present, though, the presentation of a business. So let me explain this example. So there was a company out of Minnesota that had machines installed, and I had a customer that saw their site, and he went to talk to a couple of bars that didn't have the machine. So what this company did when they were installing breathalyzers is saying, hey, this machine, you need it. It'll stop drinking and driving. It'll help. You need to get it and to do your part. That was their pitch, basically. That's not a good pitch for many reasons. If you have any clue about business, obviously you're thinking, well, that doesn't sound good. You're not really talking about what they want, right? The bar is not in business to save the world. It's a for-profit business. So rule number one, sadly, their top priority is their food for their family. They probably care about drinking and driving, but you're trying to sell them like priority 5. Or probably priority 7 or 8 even. You know what I mean? You have to talk in another person's interest, and that's not it. So that's point number 1. The bigger point I'm trying to make here is that that's not presented properly. So if you try to sell a bar and say, hey, listen, this will help drinking and driving, which it could, and that's what people will use it for, well, guess what happens, folks? As we've told you, we don't push that because guess what? It's rarely that. People use it because they want to educate themselves. They use it for fun. But they're not going to go and say, okay, 0.07, I'm okay to drive, and 100%, let's not drive, let's change our mind. That's usually not the case. Once in a while, which is good, but right now the breathalyzers are our biggest way to help drinking and driving. It's not the use of the machine, it's the awareness the machine brings. That's how it stops drinking and driving, and that's reality. So the problem with these other companies, they got these machines in the bars, and then the bars said, oh boy, these people aren't doing that. They're just using it for fun and just for randomly. So therefore, they're not going to be happy because that wasn't how it was sold to them. Just like if we sold you the breathalyzer business, let's say it was a really good business, but it took a lot longer. That doesn't matter. You wouldn't be happy because you bought it because you thought it would be simple. And that would not work. You wouldn't be happy because it didn't go how we said. And that's very important to people. So when we install these and we do the marketing, we talk, first of all, in terms of their interests, what the bar really wants, and then we also talk about reality. Because in reality, this is what happens. So when we go to those same bar owners, we say, listen, these machines are a lot of fun. So that's point number 1. So your bar, well, don't you want people to have fun? Of course. They are looking for something innovative that's very competitive. They want something neat that's kind of fun, that's different, that the other bars might not have. So that's number 1. So they're happy about that. This machine helps liability. It can prevent them from getting, call it the doomsday lawsuit, where something happens to a person at the bar and they leave, the bar's responsible. So what the bar does is they have to prove that they tried to stop them. So the bar owner would, and the insurance company would say, listen, we had a breathalyzer there. That was something that we did to try to prevent them from drinking and driving. We gave them that choice. We recommended they use it. That is huge. Any judge is going to say, oh, wow, you did that? That's major. And that's why if you can do a little bit to prevent the doomsday lawsuit, that's huge. Number 3, and I'm going to get into this one a bit more, but these are the top 3 reasons. Part of the money you contribute, as you know, is donated to the Fallen Firefighters Memorial, which is an excellent organization. We picked it with the fact that it's very neutral, it's not political. They have a great reputation, both in reality and online, and they are truly great people to work with. So they've checked all of our boxes, and we're very happy we've picked them. For those reasons, plus the simple fact that the bars relate to that, because everybody knows a firefighter. We put up a poster above the machine, a big one, so rather than them having a commission, they could show everybody, hey, listen, part of the money here is helping a great organization. It makes that bar look good in the community, and that's also a high priority. So those are the top 3 things that when we install these machines, we're selling those things, and the bar wants those things. That's priority number 1. Yes, we use the fact that, hey, it creates awareness for drinking and driving. We don't pretend it's a magic cure, because it's not, folks. It's simply not. So when we train you, we want you to use the same method as us, because that's what it is. And if you continue to use that message and do that, that's when your machines do better. Again, that's what we train you on. The other reason the charity is huge is we talk about if the bartenders promote it, the machine. And again, we've already discussed this in the previous package, but customers always say, how much do I give to the bar? It's ironic, because that is a good question. You should ask it. But picture this. I mean, you have a bar where your expenses are $100,000 a month. Right? What's an extra $100 a month to a bar? It's laughable. In fact, what happens is this. When we install these machines, the bars actually say, hey, I'll put this up, but I don't want my customer to think I'm making money on them. So you need to put up something to make them not think that. Literally half the bars, that's like the final thing they'll say to you to like kind of, all right, we're good, but make certain that no one thinks I'm making money on it. Interesting, isn't it? But it also makes sense. First of all, it's not much money anyways, so that's point number 1. But because it has something to do with safety, they don't want people thinking that they're trying to pull an extra quarter of their customers. They just feel chintzy about it. And that's where the charity brings it all together, is they can go around and promote it and say, hey, we're wanting to help this cause and put money in, part of the money's helping this organization. That allows the bartenders to be able to push people. Whereas if it was you making all the money, or them, or the bar, how could they promote it? Oh, hey, put money in. They can't say, let's see how drunk you are, even though people do. You're not supposed to say that. I mean, go be responsible, put $1 in. Well, some people are like, you're not responsible? Like, how people get offended. Hey, put $1 in. Part of the money's helping the firefighters. Just give it a try, see what you think. Well, that makes sense. Nobody's uncomfortable. In fact, people are now feeling good about the machine. So that's a huge factor with everything. They only ask us for $3 a month per machine, and that's basically your advertising budget for your whole company, is that $3. So it's a win for the charity, because even though it's not much, with all of our investors using them, they love us and appreciate the bit. They understand you're investing money, and they're happy with that. A lot of customers obviously donate more, but all we ask is that minimum of $3 once a month on the 15th. And in trade, you get all those benefits. We have done testing before where having the charity poster literature has increased sales by 25%. We have done testing where we take away the poster, and that's kind of the 25-27% area of extra revenue that we get just from that. Again, you can see how things matter, and that's why you want to partner with us and not do vending on your own, is because there's actually a lot to it. And a big part of us coming there, installing, training you on all these things so that you can have good relationships and get people promoting the machines and doing proper marketing. Because, just like any other business, if your customers like you and people are getting in front of your product and seeing it more, you'll make a lot more money than if you are not liked by your customers and not taking advantage of free advertising. So that is why you have control of this business, and that's how you can make a lot more money than for people that do nothing. And again, if you do nothing, that's okay, but you're going to make less than the person that runs the business like a business.